In the early elementary years, a child's concept of geography is growing. He knows that his house and Grandma's house are in two different locations. He knows how to get to Walmart from home. He's learning his right from his left, and so his concept of direction is developing. He knows that there are all sorts of different people in the world, even if the only ones that are different from himself are seen on TV. Children at this stage of geographical literacy development should be exposed to maps on a daily basis. We have a large map of the world as well as an American map on our wall in our schoolroom, and as soon as our children are 2 and 3 years old, we're reading them lots of stories that take place all over the world. One of our kids' favorites at about 3 years old is the story of Ping, which is the story of a little duck, and it takes place in China. When we read that book, we have them mark with a little disc with a duck written on it, the country of China. When we read the book about lentil, our children put a little disc on the state of Ohio because that's where lentil lives. When we take a trip and visit Grandma or visit an aunt in Wisconsin, we put a star on the map that shows where we have been. So in that way, they begin to form relationships with the different places on the maps that they have been personally. We point out to them the capitals of the United States and of Canada because I'm Canadian and my husband is American, and so in that way they can relate to those two locations as part of our family heritage. When they get a little bit older, say 5 or 6, we'll begin to allow them to construct simple geography notebooks. These are often based on the places we have gone or on the places that we're studying. This year, all 4 of our children are constructing a world notebook, and even the 5 and 7-year-olds on a Monday morning can be found coloring their maps alongside the older children. Theirs don't have as much detail, but they're involved in the process and they're becoming familiar with the countries of the world, their shapes and relative locations. Every day with the little ones, we do a daily review of the things that they know. We ask them to point out the continents and the oceans, as well as other important landmarks on the map. And it's amazing how much at 5 or 6 or 7 years old a child can retain if you're willing to just do a little bit every day. The other thing that children in the early elementary years have going for them in terms of developing geographical literacy is their curiosity. This is a great age to start checking out the National Geographic documentaries from your library and allowing your children to be exposed to other places, other people, and other cultures through their television sets. And then mark those places on the map so that they can have a tangible location for the stories that they have seen. Another way to record what your children are learning is through what Charlotte Mason called narration, which is simply a retelling of what they have already learned. You can write that down and add it to their world notebooks. Another great activity to do with the 4, 5, or 6-year-old set is to have them map their house. This is great if you're also working on health and safety because you can design your family's fire escape plan and call it geography all at the same time. Teach them direction. Teach them relative size and location by mapping the house and the yard and later the neighborhood. If you brainstorm and you think about what your child's interests are as well as what your goals are for teaching geography, you'll be able to think of lots of activities to do with your early elementary students that will introduce them to the greater themes of geography.